Hello crafty friends, how's everybody doing? It is not Monday. It is Tuesday. I didn't come on yesterday. We've had a funeral to go to, and then we had the weather. It was stormy and windy, and I was afraid that maybe the internet would knock out, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around creating, so I postponed it to tonight, and I hope you guys are patient with me. I am trying to load up my iPad and it is not cooperating, so I don't know what you are seeing. Let me see if I need to... There we go. We just got brand new internet, so it should be working. There we are. Yeah, we just switched, so I gotta check and see and make sure that I have switched my iPad over to my new password and internet. I think I did. Sorry for the delay. I had to make sure that I was up and running on my iPad. How is everybody doing this evening? I know it is not Monday, but it feels like a Monday to me. Hope you had a beautiful and blessed weekend. I hope you were safe from all those crazy storms and winter weather. I mean, some people had 70, 80 degree weather and, a couple of days later snow. I don't know. It's just some strange weather going on. That's all I've got to say. We are going to be using the Lamb and Lilies. Look, that is the wrong one. I was playing around. The Lamb and Lilies transfer set, which is still available, and I have the link in there. Look at how adorable these little lambs are. And to me, they are spring. They are not necessarily Easter. You could put Worthy as the Lamb on there and have them for Easter. But to me, just the lambs by themselves, it just says spring to me. All right, let me pull that down a little bit. There we go. I have got 5 by 5. Let me make sure that they are 5 by 5. I got them from Michael's. I normally buy them in bulk when they have their 40%. Yep, 5 by 5 when they have their 40% off. I've already stained this side with dark walnut from Minwax. We are not going to be working on this side. We're going to be working on the side that is not stained. I am going to try to go for a cohesive look, but yet a little bit different. So one of the squares I am going to paint in light buttermilk. One of them is going to be painted in sugared peach. And the last one is going to be almondine. So let's get started on the painting. And I did link the lambs, and I linked the new restock. There is a lot of stuff that has been released. I think it's over 50 stencils, and they're at a 15% discount. Plus, you can use an ambassador code. So if there was any Mother's Day, all the other ones, I think patriotic. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. There's 50 stencils that have been restocked. So if there was anything in there that you were interested in, that you were waiting on to restock, now is the time to grab those. My other water is still sitting downstairs. I don't know what happened, but I filled up my little water cup for my brushes. I have another one here, but I keep forgetting to bring it up. I'll keep leaving it sitting downstairs. But good thing I have another water cup. I just wet my brush a little bit just to get the paint moving. And if you are like me, when you paint and you have just a little bit of water, you flick it, it'll go on all over your table and your clothes. We have a beautiful apron. I got this apron when we were at the retreat, which I'm sitting on. It's all crooked. So I'm wearing my pretty apron. My essential stencil apron is it's a little bit dirty. It's been well crafted with. I'm trying not to get any paint on the edges. I want to leave them brown. We might come in and use a little bit of a different color, but for right now, I think I am going to leave that brown. And I got to remember which color I got for which lamb, because I picked the color based on the little lamb that's going on here. And I'm just using a 1-inch chip brush to get this paint on. And if we have time, we will do the other side as well. The other side is going to get some bunnies. That's why I went ahead and stained that already. I mean, you all know how to use a stain sponge. And stain that up. My little brush is losing bristles. Trying to get one bristle off and the other one falls out, which is okay. I'm just going to leave it. Once this is dry, I can get that off without any problem. Yeah, we had to go to I say had to, that doesn't sound right. We went to a funeral to pay our respects. And we were concerned about the weather, but the Lord blessed and the weather held up. And let me tell you what little Bristol did. My son was the pallbearer, and she stuck to him like glue. But we helped her. We took care of her while he was meeting with the gentlemen and all the good things. But there was a lady that said her testimony while we were at the funeral, and she started crying. And Bristol was back there with my daughter and her daddy to draw pictures. I gave her a little piece of paper and a pencil to draw some pictures. And she drew a picture, and then she walked past her dad, and I'm like, oh my goodness, where's she going? And she handed the paper to the lady that was crying, that had just given her testimony. And that just was the sweetest thing that she'd done that. And it just put a smile on that lady's face. And, you know, she is 4. And just to recognize that that person just needed a hug, so to speak, that was just amazing to me that she done that. I think I've got to buy me some more sugar peach. What you guys think? I am using the same brush. I did not change. There's not going to be much difference in the colors between these 3. And I want it to be coordinating, so I didn't want there to be a drastic difference. But each color coordinates with the little lamb that goes with it. So it would look really good together. But it'll also look good separate by themselves. And I will hold this up here in just a moment so you can see the difference in the colors, how similar they are, but yet uniquely different, like we all are. We are uniquely different. The Lord created all of us uniquely different. So each lamb has its own special color. And I'm not too worried about the edges because the edges will get the crackle paste. Well, it's telling me that there's people on, but I do not see comments, and I have my camera turned around, so I apologize if I don't acknowledge you, but I really don't, I cannot see comments. I am using my squares where the grain is going this way, horizontally. And I'm just going to use that same brush. Like I said, these are coordinating, so if it blends a little bit with the other color that was on there previously, I'm okay with that. And I'm just brushing off the edge so that when I go, if I go this way, I might get some on the edge, and I don't want that. So I am brushing off the edge. Because when you brush off the edge, you're not going to get a mess on here. But if you brush this way, your bristles can touch that edge, and I don't want no paint on there yet. I might add some, but for right now, I don't want paint on there. So that's why you see me going to the right and to the left to get that brushed in. And then for the transfers, you know we need to make sure that it is what? I wish I could see comments. We need to make sure that it is dry, dry, dry. But if you ladies are on, Miss Bonnie, Miss Sherry, Nikki, Donna, Janet, whoever is on, I welcome you. If there are any newcomers, please let me know that you are new to me, that you're new to my page. I would love it if you follow. That way you will not miss anything. You can do exclamation mark, notify, and you'll get to know when I'm on. It will notify you. Let's see, what else? If you're watching on replay, let me know that you're watching on replay. Hashtag replay. I appreciate that when you take time out of your day to create with me. Who all is creating while I am creating? You see all those bristles on there? Once this is dry, I can literally sand these bristles off. I'm not sure why my brush decides it wants to fall off. If I need that brush again, I am going to take, this is just a disinfectant wipe from Members Mark, Sam's. I buy whatever is on sale. Normally I fold mine in a triangle. I put my brush in and I just cover it up. In case I need it again, I have it. Let's dry these guys up. And do you see the color difference? But yet they are very similar. I wonder if I'm not seeing comments because I had a difficult time to get logged in onto my page. I hope you guys didn't have difficulties logging in. We got to make sure that this is good and dry. In order for your transfers to stick, it has to be dry. Whether it is paint or stain, it has to be really dry. It also has to be oil-free. And I always say lotion-free, because if you have lotion on your hand and you touch it and it transfers, your transfers will not stick. And wax, if you have wax on there, it will not stick. So all your oil or waxes, things that you need to do afterwards. And now that this is dry, I can literally just, that one is gone, I'm just peel it off. Just gonna go over it with my 120 grit sandpaper, which I've used so much, so it is probably not even 120 anymore. Just get that rough edge off. I'm going to go ahead and sand the other side, because I have not done that yet. I turned it to the wrong side, you see that? And again, the stain is dark walnut from Minwax. And I am going to take a paper towel and I'm just going to wipe this, because I want to make sure that there is no sanding residue that's going to interfere with my transfers. So we're just going to wipe this down. That way we have no interference. There's not going to be no sanding residue left. And everything is good to go. This way, and this way. These are the lamps I have chosen. I've chose this little guy. I thought she was beautiful. And she is going onto the peach. This little girl, I thought they were the same, but they are not, is going on our darker background. And then this little one is going to get flowers on the bottom, and she is going on here. So let's set this aside. Set this one aside. I'll let you look at her for a little bit. We are going to work on this one. And don't forget, when you order transfers, get you a transfer tool. I think these colors work really well together with the transfers. I'm just checking one more time. I'm going to dry this one more time just to make sure, because I wanted to. Yeah, I can't see comments, ladies. I am so sorry. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you tuning in and watching. Thank you for the stars, the hearts, thumbs up, which I cannot see any of it. After you heated it up, let it dry for a minute so it can cool back down. If you're new to transfers, they come in 3 parts. They have the backer board, the cover sheet, which has the transfer on it, and it has a shiny side. So when you peel it off at once. And if you need to put it back on, put it on the shiny side. You can also keep it to put paint on there. It's good, a little paint palette. touch it where there is no transfer, where there is no picture, no color. Then you can hold it over your project and you can see which way you want it to lay, move it. Once it touches, that is it. 99% of the time, you will not be able to pick it back up again. And I am going to put her almost to the bottom. Look how pretty she looks on that background. I'm burnishing it in from the middle out. That's a bummer that I cannot see your comments. I know I'm on because I can see on my iPad that I'm on. I just cannot see comments. I will go back and check them. Did you guys have a chance to look at my reel that I posted about the bird cage? And I asked a question on what you think you could put in the middle. If you have not watched it, check it out and tell me what you would put in there. I have posted another reel today with some items that I have put in, and to give you an idea of how to decorate. So if you have a thrift find of maybe a bird cage, or maybe it's a basket, maybe you can get some ideas of how to use that in your decor. How can you add something to it? So take a peek at both reels and let me know what you would decorate it with. And I like it because I didn't glue nothing down. Everything is just sitting. And let's see, where is it? I'm looking to see if you can see it. It is, let's see if I can get past it. It is sitting right there. See if you can see it. Yep, sitting right there. And it turned out really good. And I found an old, I bought some old Easter greeting cards, or vintage Easter greeting cards at one of the thrift stores. And I just added that in on the top of it. It says Happy Easter. But I can change that out. Nothing is glued in. Of course, I cannot be moving it around much. But nothing is glued in so that I can change it for the seasons. I can do different things with it. And you guys know that I always like to say that my pieces have a story to tell. So I can tell a story with it. Right now it is telling a story about spring, about things blooming and green and coming up and renewal. And it has a little green Easter bunny in there. So it is talking about things coming up and things growing. It has a little bird's nest in there with, it has a rustic spring as well. It has a little bird nest in there with little eggs on the bottom. And then it has bigger eggs on the top. That is, and it's really not a bird nest. It is a ring, a lamb's ear candle ring. And it just tells a story of being reborn, being renewed, and new growth. Because you guys know, little eggs hatch little chicks. And then when the spring season is over, I can change it over to the next season. And still keep with the vintage charm, rustic charm of the piece. So I hope that will give you some ideas on how you can decorate things. You can add a tag to it. There are so many different things, and I wish I could see your comments. But if you haven't had a chance to see both reels, one was posted yesterday, one today, check them out. Let me know how you would decorate it. Let me know if that is something that you would look for in a thrift shop. Would you have picked that up if you saw it? I'm just trying new things and trying to give you some new inspiration on how to decorate or refresh. It is springtime. We are refreshing. We are renewing. Sometimes we just need to put on some new decor and refresh our house just to give us new life, new inspiration. Look at her. Is she not just so cute? And we will just stress it a little bit and change it up. Okay. This is the next one. And I think I mixed these two colors up, to be honest with you. Or did I? Maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. I just thought I might have. Nope, I think I'm good. Because this one has more peachy colors in it. Again, peel it all the way off. Keep this one if you want to put paint on it and use it as a paint palette. Or if you need to put it back on there, you can stick it back on. Hold on to the clear parts. Right there where the clear parts is, that's what you can hold on to. If you need to put it on something, hover over it to see where you want to put it before you lay it completely down. Once it touches your fingers or touches anything else, that is pretty much it. You will not be able to get it back off. I normally just lay one side down and then I'll push it in. Like this. And then I use my little tool and I'll go from the middle to the top and sides, and from the middle to the bottom and sides. And I normally go all the way around and meet in the middle. There is no right or wrong way. I'm just afraid if I go from one side to the other that when I get to this end, it might flip off and then I will not be able to catch something if it didn't adhere correctly. If it sticks, like right now, you see it is difficult for me to pull it. That means something is not transferred yet. So just go back over it, push it in, burnish it in, and then you can lift it. You see how much more I can lift now? And that's when you know that it is adhered. And you just keep doing that, just slowly. I keep pushing it with this hand, and I am burnishing it in with my right hand. And see, the ear is not, I don't know if you can see that. Do you see that the ear is not adhered? It is still on the transfer sheet. I just got to lay it back down, and I'll just come from this end and burnish it in, and then I can lift it up, and it transferred the ear down. Let's see if you can see that. See that it is now on the wood itself and not on the carrier sheet. So that's what you do. You just keep working around. If you have a problem picking it up, just take a piece of tape. Like say it is so close to the edge where you can't pick it up. Just lift it up with your tape. And then you can pick it up. Those are all good tips to help you get that carrier sheet picked up. If you're in a spot, I always cut mine down. I do not cut it down too much, but I cut it enough to where I don't have too much extra paper. Once you have burnished some, and you can even cut this part off. If you have a big one like the barns, for instance, or the big trucks, you can just pick it up and cut that off. The stuff, the carrier sheet that has already been burnished in, And that way you don't have so much bulk to move. It makes it a little bit easier to maneuver. So tell me, even though I can't see your comments, I still want to know, are you interested in any of the restock items? What is it that you have been waiting on to restock and you're excited that it is back in stock? I don't know how many of each are in stock. All I know is that they are discounted and they are available until, you know, they run out. And I want to say they might not restock it again. So if there is something you had your eye on, hop over there and check it out. Check it out. And if there's anything that you need, check on the brushes, the transfer tools, and don't forget to add those to your cart. Most importantly, don't forget to leave with a discount. If you have a gift card from Essential Stencil, you have rewards, use those. If you need a code, mine is WK21, but you can use any ambassador's code. That helps us to get some more supplies and get some more tools, to new materials to show you new things. And if you have a gift card or you have a rewards points, use the link. We have links, and I would appreciate it if you use mine. That will give me credit, and you can just use the link, and that will even help me out. So there are several different ways that you can help your favorite ambassadors, and we so greatly appreciate it. You guys are so amazing. If you have any questions, obviously I can't see them now, but if there's any questions about a technique, about anything, paint or stain or sealing, about the stencils, about transfers, let me know. Techniques, whatever it is that you need help with, let me know. I am here to help you so that your project will go well, for inspiration and encouragement, and to try new things. Think outside the box. You guys are amazing creators and crafters. Don't forget that. There are so many things you can do with these stencils and transfers. And I know you guys can do it. Everything is unseen. We don't have nothing left. Just the silhouette. That's the shadow. And see how they complement each other. I saw the hearts. I did see those. Those look so good together. And I thought these were the same, but they are not. This one has less flowers, and this one has more. This one has a bigger crown. This one has a smaller crown of flowers. Now this little guy, this is so cute. I grew up with a couple of sheep. My brother had a couple of sheep, and I gotta look and see how I'm gonna pull her up. And one year we had to help the sheep out. The doctor came, and our little mama sheep had problems delivering, and I don't even know if I was a teenager yet. And the little mama sheep had problems. and the doctor was there, and of course I was in the middle of it, watching and looking and learning and, you know, seeing. And she was having twins, and the doctor had to go in and help pull the babies out. And he had one pulled out, and he handed it to me and says, "Here, rub it." And I'm like, "You want me to do what?" So he showed me, grabbed a bundle of straw, and I just rubbed the little baby to get all the stuff off and, you know, help it to breathe. And that was the most magical moment. I felt like I had a little baby lamb. That was my little baby. And this little guy right here reminds me of him so much. And we had to bottle feed, help to bottle feed. She wouldn't feed both of them, so we helped out with bottle feeding. That was so amazing. I will never forget that life lesson, and it was just the best thing ever. I was so excited about them and being a part of it, helping the little lamb to, you know, to make it. It was amazing. But my first instinct was, "No, I can't do that. You want me to do what?" But that was the best experience. I enjoyed that. And then watching them get sheared, they go from being this big to this big after their wool is gone. And it's very oily. So here you're getting a life lesson on sheep. Probably more than you ever wanted to know about sheep. And I would help pick ticks off. It would, you know, stuff would get caught in the wool. And I would try to get it off and help. There's a lot of things that you need to do for little sheep. But they are some cute little creatures. And they do produce a lot of wool. And it has to be cleaned. We never did weave ourselves or made wool, spin it. We always sold the wool. Bet you didn't know that fact about me, did you? I grew up in an itty-bitty little town with no more than 220 people. And it definitely was farming country. It was both cattle or dairy and wheat and feed corn. So lots and lots of farmers around. And I didn't like cows. At one farm I had mean cows. And every evening he would go and get them from the oh my goodness, from where they were grazing, and he would put them back up in the barn so he could milk them. And he would use the one road that we had in town. So if you came through around 6 o'clock, you'd had to wait because they took up almost all the road. Because our little town roads, they were small. They were little roads. There weren't no big roads. I'm bummed that I cannot communicate with you guys. I have to look at comments when I get off to see what all you had to say. I hope you're saying a lot. Because, you know, Facebook likes it when we communicate. Did any of you grow up in a farming community, or did you grow up in the city? Did you grow up rural? Let me know. I never thought about asking that. That's what the little one looks like. If I would have put it on just like that, I would have moved that all the way down to the edge. But I wanted to add, since both of these have flowers on the bottom, I wanted to add this on the bottom, so this one won't feel so naked. And it's not going to fit all the way on there, so I'm probably going to lap it around the edge. Wrap it, not lap it. And that's one other thing that you can do. You can wrap it around the edge. And let me show you how to do that. I'll just take it and hold it. And a lot of times I just use my fingernail to push it in. And you will know if it has released from the backer board, because it will come up. And sometimes you can see it change colors as well. See. Yep. It's all on there. And now we can just do the rest. And this way you know that you can put a transfer over a transfer. It will not mess your transfer up if you put a transfer. And you can also stencil over transfers. And you can put transfers over stencils. So if you have a stenciled area and you want to add maybe a butterfly and it goes into your design a little bit, you can do that too. Transfers are very, very versatile. You can put them on glass, plastic, galvanized metal, regular metal, wood, leather, fabric, canvas. I mean, there is so many possibilities. I have put them on so many different things. It's just, I don't know how to make them weatherproof for, like, on a garden flag. So I have not put them on a garden flag. I just have not tried that. Making sure we got everything on here. Let's go in from this side. It is hard to tell when you layer them which one is the previous transfer and which one is the new one that you're putting on, unless they are really completely different. So I'm having a little bit of difficulty distinguishing which one the new one and which one the old transfer is. But you just take your time, don't rush it. Go slow. And if it doesn't stick, just go back over it. Just lifting to see where our transfer is. And if something sticks to your carrier sheet, just lay it back down. As long as you don't rip it off, you can lay it back down, and that's why I always go from all the sides and meet in the middle. That way I still have enough paper left, and I always hold it with one hand to make sure that it does not fly off all of a sudden and I miss something. I'll keep checking to see if I see comments. I guess I'm not doing words. I could have just turned my phone around and we would have been good. There's our little lamb, and there's all three of them together. Let's see if I can hold them together. I hope you can see that, because I cannot tell what you guys can see. So let's add a little bit. First I want to sand the edges off a little bit. I'm going to use my Gator sander. It's got 120 grit paper on there. I'm going to sand it back a little bit. And then we'll add a little bit of crackle to the edge. You won't notice the sanding too much, but it does make a little bit of a difference. Well, I'll show you on the corners what it looks like. Don't know if you can see on the corners right here. The corners look distressed. I'm just going to go straight to the crackle paste, and that's the crackle paste from Ranger. Don't have much left, and you can use either one of these palette tools, the metal one or the regular one. Oh man, my crackle paste is old. Darn it. Well, we can't use the crackle paste. It got old on me. Plan B, ladies, plan B. I have to buy me some new crackle paste. I want a little bit of a crackle effect around. This is Amy Howard cracked patina. So we're just going to use that. See if I can find. I don't have a good brush. Let's see, I could probably use this one. Let me just use this one. I just want a little bit around the edges. I don't want it all over. Just want it to look like it cracked a little bit. Nothing big. Just around the edges. I don't know if you can see it. I just got it around framed in. So I'm going to do the same thing to this one. More in the corners than anywhere else. And these little cups I got from Amazon. They are really nice. They come with lids, so if I have something that I need to save, I can save it. Let's see how this turns out. This was plan B. It was supposed to be the crackle paste, which would have been raised. Let's see, that's how quickly you can pivot. All right, we'll see what that looks like. Just gotta dry it, and then we are gonna add the wax. I'm gonna use the dark kills wax to fill in the cracks. And I have this on the low heat setting. This heat gun has 2 heat settings. It's starting to dry. I'm hoping the cracks will show up. This product is still fairly new to me, and I'm hoping that it will do well. I just want to read real quick. You're supposed to let it dry for 1 hour. It still has a couple of spots that are, you know what? Let's just use a little bit of this Dixie Belle Thicket. And I think that would look really pretty. I'm just going to use a small brush. I don't know if it is going to crackle on us or not. It's crackling. I don't want too much. I just want a little crackle and a little bit of paint around it. It's crackling very, very lightly. It almost looks like a busted canvas like this. I pray that all of you have been safe from the storms, that you did not get damage. And it is cold here today. I am probably going to take some of my brown wax from Waverly and go lightly over it to give it a little bit of an aged look. You see the crackle? Once we put some heat, more heat to it, it'll crackle even more. And then when we use the Waverly wax on there, it'll give it that old world style look. That's what I call it. And you can see where you put the patina because it is shiny. So you know exactly where it's been. And I think this paint works really well with the color scheme that we have. And this little brush is perfect. because you have better control. And this is just really fine crackle. It's nothing big. It's not like a... And that's what I wanted. I didn't want big crackle. Are we covering up some of the little leaves? Absolutely. Am I okay with that? Yep. Does this not look like a busted canvas? Well, that's coming out of the canvas. And see, as that is sitting there, do you see it continuing to crackle? And you see the difference between the two? The one has already crackled more than the other one. And we be done here in just a moment, and we're still got to read our blessing for the day. And happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't think I have any Irish in me, but anything is possible, I guess. And this is Dixie Belle Thicket. And the crackle was from Amy Howard, and it's called Cracked Patina. I could have used it off the lid. Oh well. Let's dry this a little bit more. What you guys think? Throw me up some hearts. I can see hearts. Or put some hearts in the comments. That way I can see them and read the comments. Before I put the antiquing wax, I can see the hearts. Thank you, ladies. Before I put the antiquing wax on the eye, I'm going to let it dry maybe just a little bit more. Well, there's lamb number 1. There's the little lamb number 2. And there's the little lamb number 3. And you see how they coordinate really well with one another? They all just a little different. Whew, I was lucky. I'm just going to do one of them with that little bit of wax and see. I'm going to use one of these, I call them a little crappy brush. Scrappy, not crappy. You know what I mean. I'm going to wipe it back with, there's a paper towel. I'm going to have to let it dry before I do that. But there's a little start. That's what it will look like once we apply that. But I have to let this Amy Howard patina dry before I do that. So we'll let that dry, but I will show you what it looks like when it's done, when it's finished. So everything will have a little bit of that darker outline. I will just have to wait for it to dry. I just wanted to do that bottom. That's what it will look like. That'll look good. And these can stand on their own. So that will be some cute decor. Our blessing box. Let's see what we have for today. We have Psalm 62:6. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. When you hit rock bottom, you'll find that God is the rock at the bottom. Again, Psalm 62:6. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. When you hit rock bottom, you'll find that God is the rock at the bottom. We've talked about foundations before, having a good foundation. The Lord is your foundation. If you build upon the Lord, you will not be shaken. Thank you very much. I post pictures on when these are done. I'm going to let them dry overnight, and I will see you all on Thursday evening for some more crafting time together. Meanwhile, watch for some more reels coming up, for some more thrifted finds, and maybe another styling or two. You guys be blessed. Have a wonderful evening, and hop over to Essential Stencil and see what's today. Melissa Miller is creating tonight. She'll be on at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Have a blessed evening.